Good afternoon, Libra. This is going to be your weekly reading, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the first card that I have is the Nine of Swords, the dreaded Nine of Swords. And basically, this is all about your fears and having nightmares and not able to sleep at night because a lot of things are haunting you right now, maybe possibly from the past. Maybe you're dwelling on mistakes that you've made. You have anxiety about the future, and you guys know how I feel about being present in the now. So definitely do release the past because there's nothing you can do about it. And as far as mistakes go, there's never a mistake as long as you learn from it. And everything has brought you to where you are right now. And definitely do not worry about the future because you need to have a clean slate. In order to have a clean slate, this means to watch your thoughts. Try to be free of your mind and really release any of your thoughts right now because you are creating. And the magic comes in when you don't know, when you are in that place of the unknown. But all you can do is just continue to have more faith. And don't try to draw your future the way that you think it should look. Do set your intentions for what you want and then get out of your own way and leave that blank slate free so that the universe can come in and create and make it happen for you. Because believe me, that way it will come in and it'll be so much more beautiful than you can ever imagine. Because we manifest with our soul energy, and soul energy is the most powerful energy in the world. And so the soul knows no limits, and the language of the soul is unknown to us. Like, we don't even have words to describe. And think of a word like infinity, or even a word like love. We can't describe those in human words because that comes from our soul. It comes from a place of our soul. So we cannot even imagine the good things that our own soul can put on this blank slate for us. And so in that way, whatever our future does hold, be so much more amazing than we ever can imagine. But in order to get there, we have to be present in the now, because if not, by sitting up late at night worrying and being anxious about it, we're creating our fears. So we don't have that blank slate. You have all of these fears that are going to manifest instead. So do practice meditation. Practice clearing your energy daily. To clarify that card, we have stillness, pause, and delicacy. And what I'm getting with this is to just practice being for a while. And really try to release the control aspect of it. And a lot of times we don't know that we're trying to control a situation because we never have control. That's just an illusion. But we're doing it energetically. We're doing it by staying up at night and stressing and worrying about how is this going to come together. I don't even see how. But the soul, like I said, the soul energy is the most powerful energy in the world. So have faith and know that anything is possible. And then we have the Page of Swords. And this is a new deck, so I've really been studying these cards. I do read intuitively, but I wanted to get a better understanding of these cards because every deck of cards is different. I mean, each one of these cards, like the major and the minor arcana, all have a basic feel to them. But with each deck, there's always a different description, always. So with this deck, I really wanted to get a feel for the cards. And when I looked up the definition of this Page of Swords, it said something to the effect about it being an immature energy, and that he is very learned as far as education goes, but he is kind of arrogant. Sorry, my dogs are making all kinds of noise. Kind of arrogant and sees things in black and white. This is real idealistic. Like, I am going to spread my beliefs to the world type of thing. I'm going to spread Christianity or Islam to all of the ends of the earth, and I don't care how I get that done. That type of energy. And not really being open to the fact that we don't always know everything. The ego wants us to think we know everything, and it wants us to be right. And even if something comes to us or we learn something and it really does resonate with us, kind of being in that energy of, no, it goes against how I believe. Because you're like so closed-minded and everything's in black and white. And the message that's coming through from Spirit, because we've got the faith card to clarify that, but I don't feel like this is so much about faith as it is about really knowing what your beliefs are, really knowing what really truly resonates. A lot of times we become codependent chameleons, and we want to fit in, or we want to conform, or this is how we were raised. A lot of times you'll hear that, this is how I was raised, and I know a lot of times you'll hear, like if an old person says something that's racial, as far as towards another group of people, a lot of times people will say, oh, well, they're just old, they can't help it. Well, maturity is really questioning your beliefs daily. I mean, not daily, but if something comes up that questions your beliefs, don't just discard it or dismiss it right away. Really look at it and see what resonates, because as we start spiritually awakening, we start shedding our ego. And our ego is compiled of conditionings that we've taken on since we incarnated into the physical bodies that we're in now. And a lot of times it's beliefs that really never resonated with us, but we took them on. I mean, let's say, for example, let's say you're a child of a Klans member. It's kind of an extreme example, but let's just say, and once again, I respect everybody's beliefs, even though I don't believe that way. I'm just saying. That's really a tough one. But let's just say, you're a child of a Klansman. And you grow up and, you're working with, with black people, or you have black friends, and you're like, what the hell? Everything that I was taught is not resonating with me. It doesn't make sense. But you know what? It's how I was raised, so that's how my parents believed, my grandparents believed, so it's got to be right. Or you could say, you know what? My parents didn't know everything. I am breaking a cycle that my family has been in for many decades, maybe a century. And I'm going to break that cycle. I'm going to be the one. So this is that type of energy of really do question what it is that you have believed to be true about yourself and about the world and about other people. And these can be, even core beliefs, but really question them. Don't just see the world in black and white terms, because there's always the exception to the rule. We have the Eight of Wands. And basically this is all about everything that you've worked on so far. You have shed a lot of your aspects of your conditioning, and you are up late at night facing fears. And I wanted to tell you the key to facing fears is to really feel your way through them and to know that they're not going to hurt you. It's not real, for one thing. You're basically taking on someone else's fear. Somebody conditioned you to be fearful, because we do not come in this world to be scared of anything. But we take those things on, and it's usually because someone told us we were supposed to be scared. Once again, shed those things that no longer serve you. And do face them. And a lot of times it's the stories we tell ourselves. Oh, I'm fat and I'm unworthy. No one's going to love me. So you know what? That's what you're going to get over and over and over again. And that is a fear, and that is a doubt. And how do we become truly self-confident? It's not by being better than other people. It's by having a foundation of being fearless, of knowing that you really being getting into that queen of no fucks given energy that I talk about all the time. I don't care if people like me or not. I don't care if they accept me. I am just fine being on my own. You know what? I know my worth. I know my value. Nobody else can take that from me. That is basically where you get your self-confidence from, having that foundation. But anyway, this is everything that you've worked on so far. And basically now you just have to get out of your own way and have faith that everything is happening just like it's supposed to. And go back to that blank slate where you're not formulating your own ideas and opinions of what you think it should look like. To clarify that card, we have I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. This needs to always be your goal. If you make this your goal, everything else will come to you effortlessly, because as you get closer to consciousness, to your core being, to your soul energy, everything else is going to come to you naturally anyway. So this needs to be your focus. This needs to be your intention always. I have to always tell myself that. I have to pull back my energy. If I feel myself really pushing out or trying to control a situation, I pull back and I fall into a place of deep faith, and I tell myself, my intention is to focus on my own ascension, and everything else will fall into place. Make that your number one intention. We have the Tower. So you have had a Tower moment. If you haven't had it, then it could be coming. And the Tower comes when you have cracks in your foundation. You built your house on the sand, and a tide came in and just swept it away. And a lot of times when we do build sandcastles, instead of having this solid foundation here, it's because we have based our worth, our value, our happiness on something outside of ourselves. And when you do that, it can be taken away from you. And a lot of times we don't even know we're doing it. It's playing in the background. And the way that you really check this is to just start focusing on yourself all day long, whenever your mind, and not on yourself as far as, okay, I hope I have this, I hope I can get that, I hope this person's going to return to me, and then I'll be truly happy. If I just buy a better car, or get a better job, or make more money, or if I lose more weight, or if I get my hair done like this or like that, I will be happy, and then I'll finally be happy, and I'll have self-worth, and people will respect me and love me. Not that type of focusing on self. This kind of focusing on yourself is ask yourself throughout the day, what do I need? How am I feeling right now? Really focusing on you. And whenever your thoughts wander off to someone or something other than yourself, pull it back. And that's what lets you know what your intention has been, where your energy's been going. So do that, and that will give you more of a firm foundation. To clarify that, we have man holding a heart. So basically what I'm getting with this is that when we get in a needy energy, and sometimes we don't even know we're in a needy energy. That's why I said go back to checking yourself daily. Check your energy, check your thoughts, be very mindful. We push things away. And so love is trying to come into your life, but it's like the energy won't let it. It can only come so close to you, and then you push it away. And the reason why you push it away is because you have your own fears and doubts. And a lot of times when we're so busy focused on someone else, is to avoid our own shit. And that's those fears and doubts that are keeping whatever it is that we want away. So it's like a cycle, okay? I have these fears and doubts, and even though this here is trying to come to me, I'm going to push it away by focusing on it instead of myself, instead of facing my own shit. And then we're stuck in a cycle, and you can't figure out why you're stuck. That's why. Because you need to pull back your energy and focus on you and build on a foundation of filling your own cup and not needing a damn thing outside of yourself, because you are the queen of no fucks given. we have the Hierophant. And the message that I got with this was very similar to this here. This is all about having values that are in black and white, but then at the same time, not even being true to what you believe to be true. Okay, I have these beliefs, and I have basically taken these on because I've been a chameleon my whole life and taken on other people's beliefs because I have not spent enough time with myself to know what I truly believe in. That now I can't even be true to it. And the reason why I can't be true to it is because it doesn't resonate with my soul. This came from my ego. This came from my childhood, from my upbringing, and I need to shed whatever no longer resonates with me, because that is how I return to my soul energy. And that is how I can get closer to the things that are trying to come to me, because they will effortlessly flow when I make this here my number one priority. Being conscious of why you do things. Now, I got these oracle cards. They're postcards from Spirit. And so to clarify, and my blind butt, hold on. Bear with me here. If I get the camera in focus. Dearest you, pump up the music, bang the drums, get on up and start that hustle towards your goals and dreams. There are times to be still, but this is not one of them. Now's the time to make that first move. Say yes to life. Pick up the phone. Make that decision. Take that one step towards the gods or us. Expect a cascade of changes, good news, and opportunities to show up as if by magic. Well, we know it's really Spirit in all of us moving things around for your benefit. The point is that we are saying go for it. Take positive action towards your dreams. Even if the outcome isn't an exact fit for your agenda, it will all be orchestrated by Spirit and arrive in divine appropriate timing. Don't you just love how it all works? We love you so much. That is amazing. So if anybody has been thinking about waiting to know if it's time to take any kind of action, like towards career changes or calling someone, as it said in this, really taking a leap of faith, then that is your message, that is what you're supposed to do. That was a beautiful card, by the way. Beautiful. We have the Ten of Cups. And once again, I feel like this goes with that. This is that love of a lifetime coming to you. But how do you get this love of a lifetime? By loving yourself first. I know it's so cliche. Everybody hears that. But until you learn how to love yourself first, you can't experience this. And basically, when we are pushing love away, as in this card, it's because we are not loving ourselves. We don't feel that we are lovable or that we're worthy, because we have our own fears and doubts playing in the background. And how do you get around this? By really loving and accepting that about yourself. Anything that you consider to be a flaw or weakness, or the fears and doubts, these things here that you're up late at night, accept and love that about yourself. And once you stop resisting it, watch it change. And that is how we love ourselves. Really fall into a place of compassion and acceptance for yourself just the way that you are. And once you learn how to do this, then love can come towards you, because you know what? You are love then. Love and fear cannot exist together. So when you're in this energy here of really being anxious and worried and overthinking and creating all kinds of realities that you don't like, you're keeping love away. You're pushing it away. And you're doing that to keep from facing your fears. But your fears are not going to kill you. We have the Deception card, and we also have the False Person card down here. So I'm going to do both these cards together. The Deception and the False Person, because I really feel like both of those cards go together. Now, do I feel like somebody is coming towards you or somebody is in your life that is deceptive? No. But what I'm getting is, because you've kind of been in this energy here where you haven't been true to yourself and your own values and your own beliefs and your own needs, then you yourself have been deceptive, and you've been attracting situations that are deceptive as well, because you're not going to be in line with these situations. And as you get closer and closer to your soul energy here by doing this, by being still, then these situations and people are no longer going to resonate with you. And this can be a job, this can be a relationship. You know, all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, what the hell am I doing here? This is not for me. I don't know how I got here. It's because you weren't honoring yourself, and you yourself were in this deceptive energy. You know, I saw a meme on Facebook today, and the girl, she, her wig and her, I guess she had some kind of padding to enhance her breasts, and she had all these fake things on, and they were all on the floor. And it said, how do you expect him to love you and he doesn't even know who you are? You know, that's this type of energy. And it doesn't have to be things that you wear. It can be who you're, the signal you're sending out. You know, maybe, like I said, you just really need to do some more soul searching to really know more about yourself. That's the reason why now is not a good time to be in a relationship until you figure this out. And, you know, this doesn't take a long time. I mean, this isn't a long process. I mean, it's really just a matter of really starting to honor yourself and really, and you can do this on a daily basis, really get in touch with your intuition. And, you know, that is how you feel about a situation. There's no thinking in this. It's feeling. And so whenever something comes up, and it doesn't resonate, or it does resonate, then either cut it off or add it to your life. And that is how you get closer to who you truly are on a soul level. We have house, and I do feel like this house card goes with that tower. This is all about building on a solid foundation and making sure there are no cracks in your foundation. And these would be those fears and doubts and anything, how you feel about yourself. And I say it all the time. Whatever type of situation or physical relating experience you're having with others is a direct response to your own energy, because everyone is our mirror. So if you have a situation that's come up, check yourself first. And try to figure out how you attracted that situation. And 9 times out of 10 is usually through doubts and fears. Because our biggest fears are our greatest teacher. And they're going to keep showing up over and over and over again. So make sure you fix the cracks in this foundation so that it does not come down. We have occupation. And I feel like this goes along with that card there. That if there's something that you've been wanting to do and you've kind of been holding back from doing it, Spirit says go ahead and do it. Go ahead and take that leap of faith. And because I'm feeling for a lot of you that your occupations that you're in now are not rewarding. And you've really been wanting to leave for a while, and you've been wanting to take that leap of faith to do something else. Well, this is your indication to go ahead and do that. Whatever it is you've been thinking about doing, go for it. Well, this is your weekly reading, Libra. And if you would like to have a personal reading, I'll include my email address in the description of the video. Thank you for watching.